I'm in my grandson Charlie's bedroom in Mountain Home, Idaho, and it's cold for a Vegas guy. Well, we're still in Psalm 94, as a matter of fact, barely into it. Verse 1, O Lord, the God of vengeance, O God of vengeance, let your glorious justice shine forth. Talked about it. That's not a soft statement. There is no pacifism in that. Verse 2, arise, O judge of the earth, give the proud what they deserve. Yeah, isn't there that sense in most all of us that we want justice? And we want justice. I want justice for those idiots that they just keep, they, they hurt me. Hurt them back. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth. I want justice. Give the proud what they deserve. What do the proud deserve? They deserve to be smacked down. The proud deserve to be humbled. Oh, wait. I'm talking about me a good bit of the time. I am proud. The psalmist here, this is 100% projecting he's not thinking of himself or writing about himself. He is thinking and writing about his enemy. And it could be personal, and yet I think he's talking, nationally here. Arise, O judge of the earth. Come on, God. Get up, get after it. You're the judge. And a good judge can't just sit there and watch while injustice keeps happening. Give the proud what they deserve. Just a point of application. Yes, God is a judge of the earth. And I talked about this. You know this. He's not working off my schedule or yours or the psalmist's. Yes, he's a judge of the earth, and one day, the hammer of justice will come down. But I don't get to choose the day, and in addition to that, I don't get to decide to what degree justice will be done, what the punishments will be. I don't, that's way, way past my pay grade. Yours too. Okay. I have, and I'm sure you've had this happen as well, but I have had it happen where proud people, their pride is what hurt me the most. It was the vehicle, it was the motivation for their hurt. Yeah, I'm not going to pretend that doesn't happen. And when it happens, I'm way not going to pretend, well, it just doesn't matter. Just need to slough that off. That doesn't work for me. I guess, I'm a lot more Velcro than I am Teflon when it comes to being hurt by, and I don't mean just offended. I mean, there are times I am hurt, not just offended, right? By proud people. Okay, it happens. But I am a proud person. I hurt others. My pride gets in the way of reconciliation and forward movement and health and wholeness in lots of relationships. The older I get, the more I've come to realize how strong my pride is and how often it gets in the way and what it does to me and to others in my sphere of influence. I guess the application that I'm kind of poking around on here is look into your heart. I look into my heart and try to observe without judging myself, but observing, how am I doing with pride? You know, pride has never been an attribute that God has embraced for us, right? When pride comes up in the Bible, is never appearing in a positive light. Pride, well, it's a sin. Well, the verse that keeps coming into my head is from the book of James, that God gives grace to the humble, but he opposes the proud. So in a sense, the prayer of this psalmist is, God, you know the hearts of all of these proud people, and you know the extent of the damage their pride has done. So give them what they deserve. I would love to give them what I think they deserve, but that's not, no, I don't. I mean, there are times I can't even remember my phone number. Why would I think I am, I could be certified to make that kind of a judgment? You might remember all your numbers, and you might never lose your car keys, but you know what? You're not certified either. Okay. And then verse 3. I think this is a very human cry. How long, O Lord? How long will the wicked be allowed to gloat? Is it wrong for me to call out to God, to cry out to God this way? How long are you going to let this happen? How long will you permit this to go on? How long, Lord? Well, it is a fairly common question that the psalmists ask of God. How long will you permit this? How long will this go on? How long before you act? Or, how long, O Lord? How long will the wicked be allowed to gloat? And the wicked do gloat. I have to be careful with this because I'm pretty good at gloating. How long, verse 4, how long will they speak with arrogance? How long will these evil people boast? You know, the proud are inclined to boast. Arrogance, that's germane to that whole frame of mind. How long? How long? How long will you let this go on? How long will these evil people boast? It's a legitimate question from a human perspective. How long, Lord? It's already gone on too long is kind of the unspoken of this. Verse 5, they crush your people, Lord, hurting those you claim as your own. It's not like they just bug me because they're so proud and arrogant. No. They crush your people, Lord, hurting those who you claim as your own. It's almost like someone saying, Lord, let me just remind you what's going on down here. And then he goes on in verse 6. They kill widows and foreigners and murder orphans. The Lord isn't looking, they say. And besides, the God of Israel doesn't care. Wow. I don't have any political motivation when I say this. I'm just talking about morality now. But that written 3,000 years ago or so, it seems to me to describe what Hamas has been doing, continues to do. And they have done it to Israelis. They've done it to their own people, for crying out loud. Oh, wait a minute. They don't have own people in Gaza. They only have human shields. I feel very strongly about this, and it has little to do with which party I advocate for in our Congress. I'm just talking about a reality that surpasses and goes way past political lines. Today, very similar to the day when the psalmist wrote this, they kill widows and foreigners and murder orphans. And then in verse 7, the Lord isn't looking, they say. I'm sad the God of Israel doesn't care. It's almost like you would say, whatever. He's a God, their God's not doing anything about this, so I suppose he doesn't really care. So, come on. I don't like it. I just don't like it. Verse 8. Think again, you fools. When will you finally catch on? Is he deaf? The one who made your ears? Is he blind? The one who formed your eyes? He punishes the nations. Won't he also punish you? The answer to that, this rhetorical question, is yes. He knows everything. Doesn't he also know what you're doing? The Lord knows people's thoughts. He knows they're worthless. There's a reality that goes beyond the enemies of God's thinking. The reality is nothing happens without God's knowledge. In this world, either what happens because God has ordained it in a causal way, or he has permitted it. And in both cases, he knows. God cannot be surprised. He knows. He knows the thoughts of men. He knows the outcome of their thoughts, the actions that come from their thinking. He knows. You can't get past it. He knows everything. Doesn't he know what you're doing? Yes, he does. And just because in this moment he's not acting against you because of what you're doing, that doesn't mean he doesn't know. Oh, he knows. And one day you, the psalmist says, well, my words, you will hit the wall of reality. And when that day comes, well, those you have victimized will rejoice, no doubt. But you'll be broken by it. Well, I mean, there's not much commentary needed here. So I'm going to quit commenting and say I'll see you next time on Soul Care with Stevie Boy.